Swag Next Tuber dash Boom Beach 7092 asks, can you make a video about how to humanize ChatGPT content? I can. I've been wanting to make this for a while, actually. I talk about it sometimes, but I want to make a video just about it. So first, I'm going to give a high-level prompt to use to humanize ChatGPT content. Then I'm going to give my notes on how to humanize ChatGPT content because I use ChatGPT content sometimes for some things. And then I'm gonna read a LinkedIn post from Steven Bartlett, the host of Diary of a CEO. It's a LinkedIn post about ChatGPT content, which I've wanted an excuse to read, and I have that excuse. And so that's what I got for you on this episode of the show. So first, the high-level prompt, and this comes from Justin Feinberg. Justin Feinberg, all over social media. He makes content about AI and how to use AI. He has an AI automation tool called Cassidy AI. I want to give him a shout out because he's super cool with me on social media. And he put up a video about how to humanize ChatGPT content. And so I'm going to share the prompt. Everything that I share is going to be in the description for this episode. But his advice is in ChatGPT, go to settings, then go to personalization, then custom instructions, and then under what traits should ChatGPT have, use this prompt. Very short prompt, really simple. Write like a human. Keep it professional, but conversational. Don't use emdashes or buzzwords like streamlined. Avoid sounding like a press release. Be clear, direct, and natural, like you're writing to a smart friend. And that's it. Use that prompt. That prompt will be in the description for this episode. That's his advice. Put that prompt in. It will help a lot. But what do I do? Because I use ChatGPT all the time. So first of all, biggest thing, number one thing is don't use emdashes, don't use the long dashes. You know, it's a shame because I used to use emdashes sometimes. Now you can't use them at all. If you use them, they are just automatically seen as GPT content. You can't use it's seen as distrustworthy. You can't use emdashes. Such a shame. Such a shame because literally ChatGPT ruined the emdash. So instead of an emdash, because ChatGPT will give a lot of emdashes in content, especially in copy. In marketing copy, what I do is I do a space, then a normal dash, and then another space. That's how I do emdashes. So when ChatGPT gives me copy that has an emdash in it, what I will literally do before I will start editing anything is I will do a search for every emdash and change automatically every emdash. One click, you can change any emdash to space dash space. Also, GPT-4o puts out fire copy. It is the best model to use for ChatGPT for writing copy I have found. When I use ChatGPT to generate copy, I'm using 4o. You can even just copy and paste an entire page that you want it to synthesize, change into a different style of copy. It will do a great job doing that. You can literally go to a page, copy all, paste everything, including the footer, including everything. You can just paste it. ChatGPT can synthesize it into copy. You still have to do the rest of the things in this podcast, like remove the emdashes and take out words that I'm going to talk about and test your copy using GPT writing detectors to make sure there's no parts that are obviously AI written. But 4o is a great starting point. All right, what about words? There's a lot of common ChatGPT words. I'm going to just read a few of them. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'm sharing a huge block of common ChatGPT words. The biggest ones that I see everyone knows delve. ChatGPT uses delve all the time. Underscores, enhance, unlock. That's a big one. You see ChatGPT using unlock so much. Foster, groundbreaking, enlightening, elevate, empower. Basically, if you're getting copy from ChatGPT and you have sentences that have too many of these copywriting words or buzzwords, remove them, take them out. You might have to take them out yourself. You might be able to tell ChatGPT to take them out. That high-level prompt from Justin Feinberg should help. Take them out. Simplify your sentences. A lot of the time, ChatGPT will give copy that is too verbose, that has too many words. Verbose, that's a great word. And you know what? I don't see ChatGPT using it because it's not a common copywriting word. But simplify your sentences. Simplify your copy. Proofread and change a lot. I proofread everything. I proofread things normally 2 to 3 times. And I change so much because I want my copy to sound like a human. I think you kill trust when you have copy that doesn't sound like it is human. I think it really hurts trust, and a lot of people will just stop reading. And then that hurts retention. I think Rand and we were talking about that actually. Rand Fishkin, OG SEO, digital marketing legend, came on the show yesterday. Such a great episode. I would encourage everybody to watch or listen to it. And one of the things we were talking about is how AI content kills trust. It's like, why am I even reading this? Why am I going to come back to this? I don't want to come back to this. The other thing worth mentioning, if your content clearly reads like AI and you're trying to do SEO, you're trying to do search engine optimization, it's going to hurt your bounce rate. People are going to pogo stick. They're going to go to your page. They're going to leave because it reads like AI. They're not going to trust it. They're going to go back to the search engine results page and look for something that doesn't read like clear AI. And Rand Fishkin and we talked about yesterday about how engagement is such a big signal for Google. I asked him, engagement or backlinks? He's like, Google literally said themselves, engagement is the most important thing. Having a short introduction and then using lots of images and videos, especially ones that don't look AI generated, to give examples for what you are talking about in your content, that humanizes ChatGPT content or AI written content a lot. Specific images and videos, giving examples, specific examples to what you were talking about. And the videos and images, they don't look AI generated, humanizes AI content a ton. But you really want to avoid people noticing that the content is AI because that's going to hurt engagement. So if people are bouncing because content reads like AI, it's going to be really bad for SEO. It's going to be bad for developing a brand and having people come back to your content. So because I know that the consequences of getting caught using AI content are so high, I really proofread to make sure that my content does not sound like AI written content. And that's actually what the Steven Bartlett post from LinkedIn is about. But before I go there, I also want to recommend some AI writing detectors. Use AI writing detectors. GPT0.me is my favorite. ZeroGPT.com is a great runner-up. And then Grammarly has an AI writing detector as well. I haven't really used that, but it's Grammarly, so it's probably pretty decent. Try AI writing detectors, but overall, really just proofread things yourself. Try to make things sound more simple. Personally, I don't typically use entire pages or posts written by AI, but I will use it as a writing assistant to help me come up with words or phrases, sometimes entire sentences, or even paragraphs sometimes. But then I will change the sentences, I will change the phrases, I will use synonyms of the words that it gives me. I personally prefer it as a writing assistant, but sometimes it is good for writing entire things. But even then you have to change it. Even then you have to proofread several times and make changes. I want to just stress the consequences if you are trying to develop a brand, the consequences of getting caught using ChatGPT content, it's so bad for trust. It's so bad for retention. People are going to be like, okay, this person's just using AI. Why am I going to keep reading or engaging with this person? Sometimes you can get away with it. I watched this video yesterday of this person describing the Lower East Side in New York City. I'm from New York City. I'm from Brooklyn. I spent so much time in the Lower East Side. And this person made this video about the Lower East Side and all the problems with the Lower East Side, but all the charm that the Lower East Side has. Person just showed himself hanging around different Lower East Side spots as B-roll. Over the B-roll was an AI-generated voice, clearly AI-generated, but that was fine. And the script was so descriptive and had so many analogies and metaphors of the Lower East Side. And listening to it, I could tell that it was written by AI. I could tell that the script was generated by AI. It was a good script, but it was clearly generated by AI. The voice was generated by AI, but AI-generated voices do fine. But the script, and it was a long video, generated by AI. But the person humanized the script by putting himself in the video as the B-roll. And that humanized the AI-generated script. And so even though you were listening to the script that was written by AI, and I think if you just read the script, I think if you read that script on LinkedIn or on Facebook, you would know that it was written by AI. But having this person's face behind it and having this person's video behind it, that humanized the AI script. And a lot of people didn't notice. And as a result, the video went really viral describing the Lower East Side in New York City. And I thought that was a cool story. So here's the Steven Bartlett post that I want to share. And then I'm going to wrap this episode because yesterday I put out an hour-long podcast with Rand Fishkin, which again, so good. Thank you again to Rand. Can't believe I got Rand Fishkin on my show. I learned so much about SEO and digital marketing from Rand Fishkin. crazy that he came onto the Edward Show. That was such a pleasure to have him. So this is from Steven Bartlett, host of Diary of a CEO. And he said, is ChatGPT making everyone feel really inauthentic? Am I speaking to you or your AI? Old emails were, hi mate, quick one. New emails, greetings Steven, I trust this email finds you well as we forge ahead. Same sender, totally different planet. When I can't hear your real voice, my brain files the message under probably auto-generated. So if AI improves your grammar but destroys your authenticity, you're better off without it. Humans make mistakes. They're imperfect, unique, and distinct. That's what makes them human. So if you show up with perfect AI-made cookie-cutter communication, you're removing the meaning from your message. By the way, sometimes people will literally put in typos into it, not at the top when it's most important to actually look professional, but you put in typos throughout the body of the content. So that makes it seem less auto-generated. But okay, then Steven writes, the rise of the long dash. What I was talking about, the emdash, the rise of the long dash. People are frequently using words and punctuation today that I never heard 2 years ago. In 2025, the simplest authenticity test for a paragraph is its emdash count. I don't even know where that long dash lives on a keyboard, but it seems to be in every email I receive. And it's true, I receive so many emails with it. People weren't emailing me casually using words like forge, paradigm, robust, revolutionary to discuss trivial issues. It's funny that we can spot AI in someone else's words, yet don't realize everyone else can see it in ours. The best communications will speak without AI. If ChatGPT is churning out the same perfect text on every email, post, and caption, then maybe the most resonant, impactful, and powerful writers will be those that break the rules, get creative with grammar, and embrace their typos. Human-sounding text will carry a premium because scarcity drives value, and raw voices are fast becoming the rarest commodity online. I love that. Scarcity drives value. It's true. And raw voices are becoming rarer. Save AI for spell check. And when the message matters, the pitch, the apology, the love note, spend the extra energy and speak for yourself. And that's from Steven Bartlett. I think that's a great way to wrap this episode. Thank you everyone who watches and listens to The Edward Show, my daily digital marketing show. This is episode 675 days in a row doing this podcast, and that is how to humanize ChatGPT content. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.